Ever since their releases, Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 have remained some of the best Sonic games in the entire series. Both are loved pretty much universally by critics and fans alike for their stellar gameplay, stories, and level design. But I've been wondering, which of the two is the better game? There doesn't seem to be a general consensus anywhere online. So today, I set out to answer this age-old question and gathered up a bunch of my friends to see and understand their takes on why they might prefer one game over another. But first, and most importantly, which game do I prefer? If you've seen my mainline Sonic ranking video, which you should totally go watch by the way, you'd already know that I am a Sonic Adventure 1 enjoyer. I love the more open design in the stages. It allows for players to create and discover their own paths in the level as opposed to the more hallway-like design of Adventure 2. I also think the game handles its multiple playable characters a lot better, both in being able to pick when you want to play as them and in general how they play. The mech and treasure hunting stages in SA1 are simply just better, both in how they control Gamma and how the mechanics worked Emerald Radar. Now, I will say I do think Adventure 2 handles its story a lot better. It flows much better with how the game is structured, and overall I think it has higher highs than Adventure 1's. But that's not to say SA1's story is bad by any means. I still really love the story of Adventure 1. I think each character gets time to shine and all of their arcs are really good, no matter how insignificant they really are. Well, that's enough from me. Let's hear what everyone else has to say, with our first victim, I mean guest, being... Hello, Supercon.
Hello.
Hello
there.
Hello. Okay, I have a couple questions about these Sonic Adventure games for you today. Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer more?
I'm going to have to give it to SA2. With SA2, I think the reason why is I've always managed to get along gameplay-wise better with SA2. SA1's got good stuff, but SA2, I just find myself playing it more and more. I will say that I do like the way that the stories are split up, that with like the 3 teams where you play through a different stage with each one of them. I really like that, and you don't have to like play through certain campaigns unlike SA1. With SA2, you got like one level dedicated to a action stage character, of a speed stage, you got a shooting stage, and you got a treasure hunting stage. I do really like that about that.
Okay. Is there anything you think that SA1 does better than SA2?
I will say this about SA1 is Sonic's gameplay. I do think it does have its own advantages in SA1, like the ability to literally go crazy with the game. Like in Speed Highway, for example, you can literally go off the main course of the path and just spin dash up the city building. I do really like that aspect about SA1. If they could just combine that with SA2, that would be perfect.
Anything else you want to add about SA2 being better?
I think that's it, really. Other than great OST.
Alright, fair enough. That's all I needed then. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
I'm scared of that Ohio Riz yacht. I'm horrified. Hi, welcome.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm tired.
Yeah, I feel that. You want to talk about Sonic Adventure 1 and 2?
Sure.
Awesome. Between SA1 and SA2, which do you prefer?
Probably SA2. Because I like a lot of the Sonic stuff that they did in SA1. This is going to sound real generic. I like the SA1 stuff that had just Sonic. I'm okay with Tails and Knuckles too. But then they put Big in the game, and I don't like that.
Yeah, that kind of sucked. Anything else?
I like stages and songs more in SA2, I guess, too.
Is there anything you think SA1 does better?
Pinball.
Pinball?
Pinball.
This was a really short interview. This is the shortest one I've done. Thank you for coming. Thanks for the question. What the fuck am I trying to say? Thanks for being here. Yeah. Okay, context for this next interview. We forgot to record the audio the first time, so we had to redo this, and I had a bad mic. That's why I sound like dog water. Okay, enjoy. First try. Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer?
First try? The fuck?
This is the first time we've done this.
Oh,
what are you
wait.
talking about?
Yeah, it's the first time, right? Yes,
Yeah.
all right. SA1. You have SA2, right? And you're forced to play as like 3 characters. And to be honest, Sonic is the only one that's actually fun to play as. The other ones are pretty boring and just not that fun. Now, SA1, Sonic is pretty much the only fun character to play as, that's true. But, you don't have to play as the other characters. You can only play as Sonic if you want to. You don't have to, you can do everything Sonic has to offer without playing as, Big the Cat and Amy and who's the other one? Fucking Gamma. You don't have to though.
Anything else you think is better with SA1?
I guess I don't know. I would say maybe like the soundtrack, but both games have a great soundtrack. I think the level design in SA1 is better. I don't know. It's kind of more open. Like the SA2 is kind of gimmicky at times, especially when with levels like was it Crazy Gadget, where you're like switching the gravity and stuff. Like that one was just a headache. But for story, I still think SA2 is probably better.
All right, well, thank you for being here for the first time ever. Again.
Anytime. Thank you for having me for the first time.
Of course. Hello. Welcome. Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer?
I'm an SA2 man. The phrase Sonic had a rough transition into 3D is pretty much just used to crap on Sonic Adventure 1, but it is kind of true in a sense because he had a hard time getting there. Sonic got the most out of that game, but like all the other unlike the classic Sonic games, the other characters just kind of they didn't have a lot of screen time. Like they all got a couple levels apiece while Sonic got like a full 10. I like that Sonic Adventure 2 kind of balances it out a little so that the other characters get more screen time. It also cuts the playstyles that didn't work and makes the ones that were there, in my opinion, it makes them a lot better. Like I prefer Knuckles stages even with the nerfed radar because I like the way he controls more, and I think the level design being built around him works a lot better. I'd say that the Gamma stages, like the Tails Eggman stages, are about the same, but I do like Eggman stages a lot more than Gamma stages. Sonic stages, I could also take them either way, but I really enjoy them, and they're a lot more polished than Sonic Adventure 1. I don't know, I feel like Sonic Adventure 2 just did exactly what I would want out of a sequel to Sonic Adventure. It cut what didn't work, and it focused on refining and polishing what did work, and it's actually still my favorite Sonic game to this day.
Alright, that was actually a really good answer. Is there anything you think Adventure 1 does better?
Yes, Sonic's physics. I think Sonic's controls in Sonic Adventure 1 are slightly better. But, oh yeah, and the lighting. I think the lighting in Sonic Adventure 1 is a lot better.
Alright, awesome. Thank you. That's all the questions I had. I'm probably going to go back to bed now. I'm really tired.
Alright, see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you. Talking to you.
You too. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Hello. Between SA1 and SA2, which do you prefer?
Well, for me, it's definitely SA2. The way I see it is it kind of evolved what Adventure 1 started, like the basic idea Adventure 1 had, and then it kind of expanded Adventure 2. It also introduced some of the, the main gameplay mechanics that are featured, in today, which such as the rail grinding, the ranking system, which was like the first time they actually implemented a ranking system after completing each stage. Also, I found the soundtrack far superior to what Adventure had. Basically, to me, it's Jun Away's best tracks, and obviously his other soundtracks are still really good, but I always found Adventure 2 to be his best works. Story, I think, is more focused and more better. It has like a more of an actual plot, whereas Adventure 1, it feels like a classic Sonic story, which again, nothing wrong with classic Sonic. I think classic Sonic is great. It's great what it's built upon. Just more, Adventure 2 was more serious. The voice acting, where still has issues, but obviously far superior than what we had it in Adventure 1. But again, that was it was new territory for them when they were developing the Adventure series. So they were, still trying to figure out what worked, what can we improve on and stuff.
Cool. Is there anything you think Adventure 1 does better than Adventure 2?
That's a toughie, because like I said, I'm more experienced with Adventure 2 than Adventure 1. Probably just the open, locations in a way, like with the hub worlds. I think they did better, because obviously Adventure 2 is more linear, I guess story progression is more linear, but a more focused, whereas you can explore more in Adventure 1. I think that's the only thing I can really think of.
Yeah, that's all the questions I had for you today, honestly. Thank you so much for being here.
Cool, thank you.
Hi, I'm MrNeedleMouse. I make funny blue rag content on YouTube. Yeah, that's about it.
Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer?
My personal take, I enjoy Sonic Adventure 2 more. Overall, I feel like Adventure 2 overall is just a more fun game. For example, right, one of my favorite things that SA2 added was the ranking system. I feel like ranks and Sonic are intertwined. Like they should be something that is always together with one another. And that's something that I love. That's why I love Sonic Unleashed so much as well. Because the same thing with that, you cannot get hit once. You have to know the best paths to take, and you got to get the rank. So it's really fun with that. But the biggest thing that people dislike about SA2 is the mech characters and the treasure hunting, right? I know that people don't like the fact that you can only get one emerald at a time, and I can understand why people dislike it, but here's the thing. In SA1, they placed Knuckles in an area that was originally built for Sonic. In SA2, Knuckles and Rouge get their own levels, and the levels are built around the new sensor, so the levels work differently. And also, those Knuckles rap beats are like peak.
They are really good. I really do enjoy the music in SA2.
I ain't gonna let it get to me. I'm just gonna creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I mean, come on. It's fire.
It's fire. It's bars.
And then we have the mech stages, right? So on the one side, you have Tails, right? His levels are probably my least favorite part of SA2. I just don't enjoy them. When it comes to Eggman, Eggman is great. I love Eggman's levels. Also, I'm kind of biased because Shadow got added in SA2, and I think that Shadow's like the greatest Sonic character of all time. So,
That's a fair reason, honestly. Shadow is pretty badass.
the OST is a banger. Hot take, I enjoy SA2's OST also more than SA1's. I'm gonna get murdered. SA1 is great OST. But the thing is, right, what Adventure 2 introduces that I love is each character gets a sort of like theme or like a musical thing attached to their character, right? Knuckles' levels are rap, Rouge's levels are jazz, Sonic's is rock, and that remains with them for a really big period of time. You associate these characters with this version, with these genre of music. It's another thing that SA2 does better. But if I had to say what SA1 does better, though, I enjoy the fact that SA1 has the spam dash, where you can spam the spin dash. That is really cool. And I also enjoy how the levels are a lot more open. That is something I definitely enjoy. And the hub worlds. We lost the hub worlds in SA2, which was a huge minus. Yeah, those are the things that SA1 does better. Also, I think SA2's story is better. So overall, just in general, when you put everything together, the entirety of SA1, all 6 story, the entirety of SA2, both stories, I just enjoy SA2 more, to the point where I have 100%ed SA2. I'm insane, clearly.
My next question was, is there anything you think the other game does better? But you kind of answered that already. So
I can add in a little bit.
If you want to,
SA1
go ahead.
does handle the fact that you can play as multiple characters better, because you can choose between playing as the mech character over the treasure hunter character over the speed character. And also, I think that no, actually, that's it. No, that's it. I'm gonna get probably murdered, but
it happens from time to time. We all get murdered for our Sonic opinions. Well, anyway, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much for having me, man. Subscribe to JustMaxT. I have not been paid or told to do this. Just do it. He also makes funny Blu-ray content. So yeah.
Alright, between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer more?
Obviously, the better game, and the one that came first, so Sonic Adventure 1, of course. So, there are a lot of aspects here, I feel, and I will start off with, obviously, the Sonic gameplay. In SA1, I feel like it's just better. I like exploration more, but I think the thing that saves it for me personally is just the fact that the spin dash is spammable. I know that's not really a good thing, and it's kind of unintended in a way, but just having that instant spin dash leads to a lot more fluid gameplay. Yeah, I think it's just more exploration based, more fun because you can like a lot of different skips because it's not linear, so you can actually choose where to go and whatever. Because SA2 is a lot more focused, a lot more linear, and that's not bad by any means. Obviously, I like the way they're doing SA2, but I think SA1 you can just truly pass a lot more. And obviously going on to like the different other gameplay styles like Tails, Knuckles, I think there's a lot more fun to control in SA1. I like playing as Tails because it's a lot more free, you can actually fly and, you know, feel like you're playing as Tails or whatever. But obviously in SA2, you're in the mech, and the thing that really just ruins those is obviously the controls. And obviously you got treasure hunting in SA2 as well. Honestly, I don't mind it. Yeah, I think overall, in terms of treasure hunting, I think SA2 and 1 is kind of interchangeable really. This is that mad space, is a big outlier for SA2. And then we got Skydeck and SA1 for Knuckles, and honestly I don't even mind it really, but yeah, I guess I could bring that up in an argument. Now, I will give the story to SA2 though. I think SA2 has a better story. I think there's obviously one thing is a cutscene I can't speak right now. Presentation, because obviously we know SA1 is terrible cutscene animation. A voice acting too, the huge pause between each sentence where characters are speaking is kind of ruins a lot of the moment and flow in the cutscenes or whatever. But you know, obviously you got SA1 in the hub worlds too. I think the hub worlds, while they were kind of like made you get lost a lot of the time, they still was kind of fun just having them there in the first place. Like SA2 and Straight just removed them, and I think that was for the worst, honestly. The final thing, really, in my opinion, is just the soundtrack in SA1 is better. Like, I think SA1 has a better soundtrack. Like, it doesn't matter. It's a better song. Open Your Heart, that's the better song over Live and Learn. I'm gonna keep it with you right now. Live and Learn, it's overrated.
Really?
It's overrated.
That is a bold take. That is a very bold take.
Yeah, the reason I like SA1's soundtrack more overall, though, is the fact that I think it has more variation. In all of Sonic's songs in SA2, they're all rock-based with a couple trumpets here and there, and that's really it. But in SA1, you got like Emerald Coast with the guitars, what's it called, Windy Valley with like the more synthesizers or whatever. Then you got Casinopolis with the more trumpet-based stuff or whatever. In the keyboard in Skydeck, I love that stuff. And then, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Yeah, I'm done.
You kind of answered this a little bit already, but is there anything you think SA2 does better than SA1?
I mean,
Just
story, obviously, we already mentioned that. Button mapping, kinda. I mean, they still map everything onto one button, but at least you got the light dash, so you'd have to just sit there and wait. And also SA2's ranking system, like, that's goated right there. Because, like, you got Metal Harbor in SA2. Without the A rank in that stage, it would be such a mid stage, C tier. But because of that A rank, straight to A tier, high A tier. Like, that's a lot of things that SA2 just has that over SA1 like that.
Alright, awesome. That's all the questions I had for you today. Thank you.
Alright, lovely. No worries, Max.
Hello.
Bianco.
What?
Calabá.
Huh? Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer?
Sonic Adventure 2.
Why?
Good question. Hadn't really thought about that one before. I think the reason I like Sonic Adventure 2 better over 1 is because the adventure is a lot more streamlined and there's a lot less fluff. I prefer the linearity of the stories simply because it's just, I think it helps the cohesion of the story a lot more, because it's very easy to run into retcons within the same story as well. If you play all of Sonic's story and then something branches off into a different story, that story plays out slightly differently than how it did in Sonic's story or Tails' story. And also, I just like that more characters are involved at one time than just Sonic fighting Eggman, Tails fighting Eggman, Knuckles fighting the Chaos Emeralds. It all has some kind of purpose within that story. And it also has Shadow, so...
That's a good one. That's a good plus.
I also think the speed stages are better designed in SA2.
Is there anything you think SA1 does better than SA2?
Maybe the soundtrack. I think both soundtracks are freaking amazing, but I come back listening to Sonic Adventure 1's soundtrack a little bit more. I also think the animations are done better in that game, because Sonic's top speed running animation in SA2 sucks real hard. The gunning physics are also better. Like, I think Gamma's physics are better in SA1 than, like, the mech stages in SA2. I think this is just, like, almost an objectivity, but it's like the treasure hunting, being able to mark whichever emerald at any time. That is also the plus.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you today. Thank you so much for being here.
That was a lot quicker than I thought it would be. I was strapping in for the long haul.
Nah, just like keeping it short. Between Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, which game do you prefer?
Well, my priorities lie in the present, and right now I'm eating a mandarin. So wait, what was the question? I forgot. Isn't everyone literally gonna say SA1? Have you gotten a single person saying SA2 yet?
I think I've gotten a majority SA2, actually.
Well, then I'm picking SA1. I mean, I feel like the highs of SA1 are higher than the highs of SA2. Then again, I've never fully A-ranked SA2, nor have I even beaten that game.
Anything else that you'd like to elaborate on?
I think I could win another Garfield card tournament.
Is there anything you think SA2 does better than SA1?
The ranking system and replayability of that game. SA2 was genius in the way that, you know, most games, when they want replayability, they're like, oh, get the 100%, you know? SA2 is the same way, but it's smarter because it also implements replayability into the level design itself. SA2, the genius thing about that game is that the ranking system encourages you to play the game in the way that the developers want you to play it. that's one of the principles of game design, is to have the player do that, to sort of nudge the player to do that. I don't know why I didn't pick SA2. Anyway, that's super smart, and combining those two principles together of replayability and game encouragement, or whatever it's called, very smart move by SA2.
And you picked SA1 over SA2, why?
Because I can't be asked to play all those treasure hunting and next stages. And SA1, at least, like, I can get through whole thing in like half an hour, and then I'm done. And then Gamma's pretty cool. It's short. Amy's fine with mods. And Tails and Knuckles, they're bangers. I mean, what can I say? They're bangers.
This is true. They're true. This is true. All right. Well, that's all
What?
the.
No, hold on.
Huh?
What stance do you take?
Bleh. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Between Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2, which game do you prefer?
Sonic Adventure 1. A big reason for this comes down to its level design. Adventure 1 is evidently much more open in its level design than Adventure 2 is. I think for that reason, like, alone, I just have so much more fun exploring Adventure 1's levels than I do compared to Adventure 2. When it comes to the adventure gameplay specifically, I think it excels much more with a more open level design, but that's just me. Comparing, like, the way Adventure 1 Sonic and Adventure 2 Sonic control, they feel different in a way, and I much prefer the way Adventure 1 Sonic controls, even though, like, maybe they control the same, maybe it's just like a placebo effect or something, but I don't know, because, like, you have the infinite spin dash, which is, like, very fun to, like, gain speed with. Sonic feels much more like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe there isn't a difference, but
No, I get what you mean.
yeah.
Is there anything that you think Adventure 2 does better than Adventure 1?
Definitely its story, as well as just, like, the overall presentation. It's definitely aged a lot better than Adventure 1 has. It also has upgrades, which I think is a nice addition, like bounce bracelet. Oh wait, no, never mind. Adventure 1 also has upgrades. SA2 has better upgrades.
But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got, honestly. I only had like 3 questions.
Oh, okay. No, that's fair.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for participating. Hi.
Hello.
Between SA1 and SA2, which game do you prefer?
Oh, SA2.
And
All
why
the
is
way.
this?
Streamlined gameplay. I think the level design is a lot better. The knuckle stages, say what you want about the radar, but the level design there is a lot better for the hunting stages. And I really like the mech stages because it's just fun racking up score bonuses and stuff. Well, and then with the speed stages, I think I like the more streamlined design they have for them. Like instead of going around trying to explore for stuff, you're more focused on getting to the goal while getting the most points, and I just like that. Makes it really replayable.
Is there anything you think the other game does better?
I think Sonic Adventure maybe gets... Actually, it's cool to have hub worlds and stuff, but you don't really need that in Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, I guess the more open level design, but I do still prefer SA2's design, so yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I even prefer the music better in SA2, so yeah.
So you're just like a die-hard SA2 enthusiast, pretty much.
Yeah, I still think SA1 is really good, though.
That's honestly all the questions I had. That was good, thank you. Oh my god, that was a lot of interviews, but I think we learned a lot. After counting up everyone's answers, including my own, the final score comes out to be a whopping 5-7 in favor of Sonic Adventure 2. So, is Adventure 2 definitively the better adventure game? Well... Something I found rather shocking while going through these interviews was that a good handful of people, regardless of preferred game, often enjoyed similar things about each of them. For example, those who enjoyed SA1 more quite frequently said SA2 is the better story, while those who enjoyed SA2 sometimes liked it more because of the story. And those who enjoyed SA2 more often said that they enjoyed the open design of SA1, while those who enjoyed SA1 preferred it more because of the open design. Of course, not every answer was like this, but I think it was an interesting find. Both games have aspects you can enjoy, and even if you like one more, that doesn't mean you can't like bits and pieces from the other. So, to circle back, which adventure game is better? Well, who cares? Your preference is your preference. Nobody's gonna stop you from enjoying one title over another. And on that note, nobody's gonna stop you from subscribing, following me on Twitter, and watching more of my videos. Also, sorry I didn't upload for 2 months. I was busy fighting my demons. They were scary.